everyone, welcome to Ultraviolet Asana. My name is Jess. I'm a certified yoga teacher in San Diego, and today I'm going to talk to you about how to do a Hatha Sun-Salutation. So when we are doing sun salutations in yoga, especially in a traditional vinyasa class, it's a good opportunity for us to warm up our body and get ready for our physical practice. Also a devotion to something. So I always like to set an intention before I start my sun salutations about what it is I'm devoting my practice to. Traditionally, they should also always be done facing the east, facing the sun. Just want to leave that in your mind's eye, and I hope that you keep awareness of that throughout practice today. So, you can begin at the top of your mat, and you can bring your hands to heart center in Tadasana pose. So lower belly draws up and in. You can lift each toe off of the ground and then plant it back down, feeling the connection between ground and your feet. Then lift your heart and set an intention for practice today. Maybe answering the question as to why you're on your mat, why you're watching this video. Maybe a mantra comes to mind, like love or joy, whatever it is, invite it to your mind's eye. And we're going to be using breath to movement today. If you have Ujjayi breath in your practice, it's inhaling through your nose. Inviting a soft constriction in the back of the throat as you exhale through your nose. You can use that breath, but if that's not in your practice, it's just a sun salutation video, it's okay if you want to use a different form of breath. So you're going to gently blink your eyes open and then inhale, bring your arms up overhead. Then exhale, take a long, slow swan dive to the bottom of your mat. So you bend your knees here, keeping your spine nice and long. Then you inhale, lengthen to a long, flat back. So lengthening to a long, flat back is going to look different for everybody. Some people will place their fingertips on the ground. Some people will place their fingertips on their hips. I place my fingertips on my shins. This is a good pose to practice in the mirror, where you can see if you have a straight line between your bum and the tip of your head. I hope I do. I can't see either, but you can usually feel it as well. And then you want to keep your quads engaged here, so maybe a slight bend in the knees. And then exhale, fold to your forward fold. In Uttanasana, forward fold, your feet should be hips width distance apart. You should have a big, deep bend in your knees to take the pressure off of your hamstrings. And then you take any arm variation in your forward fold. And then you inhale, lengthen to a long, flat back. And you exhale, plant your fingertips down on the mat and set your right foot back. We're setting up for a high lunge here. So your left knee should be over your left ankle. Staying high on the ball mount of your right foot, energetically bring your inner thighs towards one another. And when you're ready, using the strength of your core and your quads, inhale, lift your arms up overhead. High lunge. So again, bring your lower belly up and in, arms overhead, shoulders relax, heart lifts. And then exhale, plant your palms. And then inhale, step it back through plank pose. So plank, your shoulders are over your wrists, lower belly's drawn in, puff up your chest, lift your hips. Now there's a few ways you can move through a vinyasa. I'm going to come off plank because I've been practicing a lot today. I'm tired, but I want to show you. In a sun salutation, you go through, you flow through a vinyasa. And what it basically is a high to low push-up. It's the transition to get you from plank pose to downward facing dog. And what you do is, there's certain postures you can do. So one of them is Chaturanga, I'll show you. The other one is knee down Chaturanga. And then the other one you can do is knees, chest, chin. And always when moving through a sun salutation, if you need to, you can take what works for your body that day. So like some days I take full Chaturanga, other days I take knees, chest, chin, other days I just go to downward dog every time. Pretty much any yoga teacher will tell you that. So, your first option is knees, chest, chin. So starting at, we're in plank pose. Drop your knees and then shift your weight forward. Now, really like lower your belly, kind of like you're doing cow pose. Shift forward, lower down to the ground, And then you inhale through Cobra Pose. And then you exhale, moving through your knees. Tuck your toes and lift your hips up and back to Downward Facing Dog. That's one option here. Now another option you have is knees down Chaturanga. So starting from plank pose, you shift forward, you lower your knees, and then you lower halfway. Inhaling through Upward Facing Dog, and then exhaling through Downward Facing Dog. Alright, so full Chaturanga, I can't really do it perfectly, but I'm going to show you. You shift forward, and then bend at a 90-degree angle, flip your toes, Upward Facing Dog, exhale Downward Dog. So whichever vinyasa you take, when you arrive in Downward Facing Dog, your fingers, tips, and your hands should be shoulders width distance apart, and you should be pressing into your palms, especially that area in between your thumb and your index finger. Your heart melts towards the ground, your hips lift up and back. Now the next part of the Sun Salutation is inhaling your right leg up, looking forward, and then exhaling, stepping it through, setting up for a high lunge here. So right knee over front ankle, staying high on the palm end of your left foot. Energetically bring your inner thighs towards one another, and when you're ready, come up, high lunge. So you breathe here for however long as your instructor or myself tell you to stay, or as long as your body wants to. Then you exhale, plant your palms. Then you inhale, step forward to a halfway lift. And then you exhale. And then inhale, retrise, you come all the way up. And then you exhale, seal it in. So you would move through that sequence again on the other side of your body, and then you would probably complete that cycle 1 to 3 times during a practice. So we're going to flow through on the other side, breath to movement, just so we can work all the pieces together. And I invite you to do this video if you feel like you need more practice, or you just start to, recognize the sequence in your flows when you're doing them, knowing that it's a Sun Salutation, and that you know how to do it and your body's been there before, okay? So, starting at the top of your mat, inhale, bring your arms up overhead. Exhale, long, slow swan dive. Inhale, lengthen, do a long flat back. Exhale, tighten your fingers, step your left foot back, low lunge. Energetically bring your inner thighs towards one another, and when you're ready, come up, inhale, high lunge. Exhale, plant your palms. Inhale, step it back, plank, and then exhale, move through your vinyasa. Whichever one you choose. I'm going to choose knee down Chaturanga. Inhaling through Upward Facing Dog. Exhaling through Downward Facing Dog. And then you're going to inhale. Then inhale your left leg up. Look forward and exhale, step it through. Setting up for a high lunge here. Inhale. Uttanasana, high lunge. Exhale, plant your palms. Inhale, step it forward, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise, come all the way up, keep your back nice and flat, and then exhale, bring your hands to heart center. So, that's the Sun Salutation. Hopefully you enjoyed that video. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please leave a comment. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and have an ultraviolet evening. If that's when you're watching this or whatever it is, just enjoy your day, okay? Namaste.